Good evening and thanks for watching CTV Sports. I'm Travis Green.
And I'm Patrick Enslow. It's midterms week, so we just wanted to thank you for procrastinating with us tonight. The Rams football team pulled off quite a squeaker against Nevada on Saturday. The Rams took a comfortable 31-3 lead late into the third quarter, but Fajardo and the Wolfpack wouldn't roll over. Nevada fought back within a touchdown before a late interception by DeAndre Elliott was the final Wolfpack comeback setback. Grayson played in his typical fashion, making big plays through the air, as well as showing his mobility and ability to scramble for yardage. He has been a big part of the Rams' success and their ability to contend not just in the Mountain West.
I'm happy that people are starting to take notice. I'm happy that we've given them some pride in their Rams, and yet, we by no means or anywhere near where we're going to be in the future. And but it's a start. And yeah.
That Mac is so happy with the way the season's gone so far.
Yeah, and that brings us to our new segment called By the Numbers. The first numbers we're going to break down are 5 and 2.
Fancy graphic.
Yeah, that is the Rams' road record since October of last year, after starting a dismal 0-7 on the road under McElwain. Travis, Nevada and BC road wins are becoming the norm for this team.
It is, and I think it's a credit to McElwain. When McElwain first came to CSU, wins on the road were kind of something that football players didn't feel, and now they go into these games expected to come away with a W, so you got to love the way that he's implemented his system, and now his players are in here, and they're really doing great.
Yeah, and these are not easy games on the road. They're playing in tough road environments. These games are coming down to the last play, and they are executing that last play, which is good to see as well. And, I mean, we even have those bowl games on the road against Washington State, executing the big plays.
Those comebacks, these CSU Rams do not give up whatever the score is in the fourth quarter. They're always trying to get that win. But our next number is 3. The Rams received 3 AP votes to be ranked in the top 25. Patty Cakes, the last time CSU was ranked in the top 25 was in 2003, and then they lost their first game and they were out. What does it say about the team we've got so far?
I think it shows they're definitely headed in the right direction. I don't think McElwain's ready to just pat him on the back just yet, but it's a good sign. And you get a win against Utah State this weekend. I think that'll be big for the program and help them crack that top 25. I mean, they got votes earlier in the season, and when they win in big fashion, they got votes when they played CU early in the season. So I think they will crack the top 25. It's just a matter of time.
A matter of time. McElwain said it multiple times. This is where they expect to be. He wants this team to be a perennial top 25 team every season, and I think this team embraces the fact that they expect to be here, and they're ready to go out there and get a win against Utah State. It's a tough team coming up, but if they pull that off, they could be in consideration to crack that top 25.
Oh, for sure. And we also have got the number 10. This is the number of touchdown receptions for sophomore Rashard Hollywood Higgins. Already has this season. He is tied for the FBS lead with Boulder rival Nelson Spruce.
I know from CSU it stinks for us to have to say CU, but hey, Rashard Higgins tied for first, third in the NCAA with 776 receiving yards. He's really going out there and becoming one of the best receivers in the nation.
Yeah, and he's just a young pup as well, only a sophomore. So, I mean, we still got a few years with this guy, and I'm excited. And he's just part of this rejuvenated passing attack that McElwain's brought this year with guys like Stephen Walker and Joe Hansley. They're just a great team to watch, and Rashard Higgins is just a highlight of that.
And the balance this offense has gives Higgins an opportunity to keep racking up these numbers because defenses can't double team him because they got to stack the box to stop the run. They got to cover Joe Hansley and Stephen Walker, like you said. It gives him an opportunity to keep this going as the season goes on.
Yeah, and I think it's just helping out other players. When one player does good, the defense has got to focus on him, and it's just shifting around. So it's great to see.
And finally, the number 48. This is the number of career touchdown passes from senior Garrett Grayson. He is just 3 away from tying the CSU record. Patty Cakes, he's about to break that record.
I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And he's played great this year. High expectations coming into this season, and I think he's shattered those. I think he's done better than what a lot of people expect. And we've really seen the maturation as well with him scrambling and stuff like that because he's gotten beat up this season, but he's getting right back up there, and he's definitely learning from his mistakes.
Talk about maturity. When I see maturity in quarterbacks, it's not giving up turnovers. 16 touchdowns and 5 interceptions from Grayson this season. That shows he's making the right decision when it comes down to it. And over 1,800 yards passing. He's having a great season here.
Yeah, he's having a career year, and that was to be expected, and I'm glad he's living up to the hype.
I think we all are here. Coming up, we're going to break down the numbers from CSU volleyball season so far.
And I sat down with Super Dave, the guy who keeps the volleyball games running so smoothly.
He is the butter to the CSU volleyball biscuit. We'll be right back.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching CTV Sports. CSU Volleyball is running out of players to be recognized as Conference Players of the Week. Dree Colbert is the latest Ram to get the honor, and she, let's take a look. Oh, wait a second. That's Deidre Foss. That's the Player of the Week from last week. No, guys, not Marley Reynolds. She was Player of the Week in September. Not Kelsey Snyder. We want Dree Colbert. There she is. Dree Colbert, again, finished the week averaging 3 kills per set, nearly 4 digs per set, and 6 blocks in the Rams' 2 wins. Having 4 different players who are named Conference Player of the Week is just a 5-week span is a testament to the coaching staff more than the player. The saying goes, more money, more problems. In the offseason, head coach Tom Hilbert signed a contract that made him one of the highest paid volleyball coaches in the NCAA. Hilbsy has been getting more money and more stars. He and crew have been racking up the wins all season long, and Saturday was no different. The number 7 Rams took on in-conference opponent Fresno State, and they broke out the brooms yet again. The Bulldogs looked like the dregs of the conference, scoring just 22 total points over the first 2 sets. CSU's win streak now sits at 13 games. And now let's break down the volleyball season right now here, Pat.
By the numbers.
There you go.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. The first number we're going to look at is 2001. CSU is ranked number 6 in the AVCA coaches poll. The Rams haven't been ranked this high since the October of 2001.
Yeah, and I think it's a testament to Hilbsy, like you said. He's really putting a good product out there, and they're playing some top-notch talent, which I think really helps them put into the top 10, because they're usually top 20, top 25, but when they crack that top 10, you know that it's for real for Rams volleyball team.
I think the tough schedule this team played to start off the year has really set the tone for the season. I think these players realize what it takes to be one of the best teams in the nation, and now they're sitting there, number 6 after the latest AVCA poll. So you gotta love the way they're ready to play these games. Even though it's in conference games that they are expected to win, they still go out there and sweep them.
Yep, just sitting ducks at number 6. Next, we've got the number 4. As we said, this is the number of players this week that CSU has had. This just exemplifies perfectly how well the Rams share the love among their stars.
I think this comes down to Deidre Foss, the setter. She's setting up these players to be successful as the season goes on. And I think that's why you're seeing so many players getting these recognition, because she's setting them up to get those kills.
Yeah, it's always Kelsey Snyder, Deidre Foss, and then whoever else wants to step up that day. We got Dree Colbert, and then we got Jasmine Hanna, and sometimes you won't see some of those guys. Or Deidre Foss might not have played a third set, or she might just play a few. And it's just good to see they're spreading the wealth, and I think that'll help them down the road when they might be in a regional, maybe even hosting a regional in Moby, Trev.
He's calling it. He's calling it. Then we've got the number 13. That's CSU's ranking in RPI, which takes into account strength of schedule and location of games. It's tough to get a team in such a bad conference in the top 20 RPI, so that is also a testament to how well these ladies have played.
Yeah, and I think they learned from their mistakes last year with a team that almost went undefeated, but they didn't really have that RPI like the team did this year, and I definitely think that's something Hilbert wanted to do in the preseason, is play those tough teams, and they're playing them on the road. We saw Wisconsin at home, but we're seeing tough teams like Arizona State and BYU on the road, which really helps us crack that top 10.
I know Coach Hilbert's looking forward to this next away game in New Mexico. It's always tough to play in New Mexico. Those fans are loud no matter what the sport is.
And finally, 8 is the number of sets that the Rams have lost all year, and that includes the 3 they lost against Wisconsin alone.
Insane. 5 sets lost without that Wisconsin game. That shows how these ladies come out to play every single game.
And now that we're getting into Mountain West play, it's you kind of walk into Moby, where, oh, this game maybe take an hour hour at most because they're just going to sweep them in 3 sets. I mean, they barely lose a set with 54 straight set wins.
It's got to help bring in those fans to make that Moby Madness also. You come in, hey, I'll be here for an hour and watch this team sweep another team.
Yeah, you can't complain the games are long because they're nice and quick. And speaking of quick, we're going to take a quick break.
But you won't want to miss Patty Cake's story about Super Dave and his volleyball intensity. We'll be right back.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
CSU soccer had an offensive onslaught at the Lagoon this weekend, where the Rams racked up 3 goals over 2 games. CSU faced Air Force on Friday, where Gianna Bertana did something the Rams haven't done all season. Scored a first-half goal. CSU rode this wave to beat the Falcons 1-0. Sadly, the Rams were not as lucky against Colorado College on Sunday, where a back-and-forth second half resulted in a 90th minute goal for Colorado College. CSU heads out to San Jose Friday, where they will face the Spartans.
Florida State has Red Lightning, Auburn has Blue Thunder, and Colorado State has Super Dave. The man behind the sweatband has been on the sidelines for more than 20 years.
You ready? Ready?
Some superheroes wear capes. Super Dave wears a sweatband. The Northern Colorado native said it all began out of necessity.
Noticed that nobody was picking up the balls off the floor. So I just started kind of meandering down and started putting the balls in the basket. And next thing I knew, I created my own job. So yeah, that's how I started.
Dave's hard work and dedication has not gone unnoticed by the Rams.
We've got Dave more help now, but I can remember back when it was Dave and about 6 third graders, and he looked like he was going to have a heart attack. He's running around so much. But he works very hard.
When we come out for serve and pass, he always makes sure that I have like the good balls and so I can get aces. I don't know, he's crazy.
As Culbertson's career comes to a close on the sidelines, he has many fond memories from his time spent at Moby.
There's a particular one when the Chinese national team was touring the United States, and they came here, and I was shagging the ball and stuff, and I happened to be up by the net, and this gal spiked the ball, hit me right in the side of the head. It kind of like knocked me out a little bit, you know. It wasn't too bad, but then she came up and apologized, and it was really neat. I thought that was pretty special.
This will be Super Dave's last season, as he says he plans to hang up the sweatband.
Now, I've been doing it for 30 years, and I'm kind of having to push myself every time I go for each season. So, yeah, I'm calling it quits this year. It hasn't set in yet, but it'll probably set in near the end of the season.
Dave says he's hopeful the Rams will host an NCAA regional this season, and you can bet Dave will be on the sideline. Patrick Enslow, CTV Sports. CSU has no plans for a replacement. Whoever they choose, they will have some big shoes to fill. Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show.
Make sure you tune in next week to see what the Rams volleyball player gets the Conference Player of the Week award this time.
And we'll bring you a preview of the men's basketball team along with the rest of our highlights and analysis.
You can also check out our website at collegian.com for all of the latest in CSU athletics. Have a great night.